Hello and welcome to my marathon submission for Bibi Blocksberg im Bann der Hexenkugel, which is German and means under the spell of the witch orb. And yeah, let's just hop right into it and I'll explain everything as we go along. So 3, 2, 1 and go. Yeah, so this is Bibi. She is a teenage witch. And she was supposed to meet up with some other witches to do some witchy stuff. Sadly, Bibi was a bit late to the party. So, yeah, the others already started gathering around the title-giving witch orb, which sadly got struck by lightning. And this shattered the orb into 6 different pieces and scattered each witch along with one piece around the world, and now every witch is under a curse or a spell and behaves very weirdly. So now we have to go through the 6 levels of this game to find a spell star, which allows us to fight our friends in a boss fight and free them from the curse. So what I did here right now in that section with these stones was to collect a watering can, because the hermit living in the forest has lost their watering can, and we're gonna give it back to them. I nicknamed them Kermit the Hermit, by the way, so say hello to Kermit. Yeah, now this allowed us to climb the ladder since the plants grew, and now we can equip the first amulet of the game. There are 5 different amulets, and each one gives you a different ability. The first one we just got was the frog amulet, and this allows us to jump, which is a very important thing in video games and also in this game, because we needed to progress. So first of all, we're gonna jump over this log, a little shortcut. And now we are on our way to collect the spell star. But let me give you a little spoiler alert, it's not gonna go as planned. So, the star is here, and we are like, yay, the star! But then a bird comes and takes it away. Oops. So now we have to find the nest of the bird to retrieve the star, which contains the spell that we need to fight the boss. So, and yeah, our trusty frog amulet will come into play now, since we jump over this river to get to the nest of the bird. And the thing is, we can't reach the nest, so what we do here is trigger a squirrel to spawn, light ourselves up, hopefully correctly this time, very nice. And the squirrel is shooting nuts at us. And if you line yourself up in the correct position, the nut will hit the star and push it down to the floor, so we can pick it up. So that's how you get the spell star. And now we are ready to fight the first boss. But before we do that, we have a little something else we have to do related to frogs. Very nice, and now we enter the boss arena, basically. We have to equip the spell star. And yeah, this is Shubia. She is the punk witch. And yeah, she's flying on a broom and shooting fireballs, and we just have to hit her 4 times. If we stand here, it's easy every time. And we are done with the first level. So, second level. Just in case you have never heard about Bibi Blocksberg before, let me introduce you a tiny bit to the franchise. This is a German franchise that was invented in the 1980s. The first audio drama episode of Bibi Blocksberg released in 1980 on cassette tape. And to this day there are over 100 episodes, and also more than 100 episodes of the spin-off Bibi and Tina. And this is a very popular franchise in Germany. Like, it has sold millions of copies. And yeah, after the audio drama cassette tapes, they also followed up with a animated TV show, live action movies, video games, and this is one of the very first video games from 2001. Yeah, so now I am actually getting damaged intentionally because coming up is a death warp that we do to save some walking time. And ideally I want to be at 3 HP because now I can get damaged by this hedgehog and then pick up this axe here from the owl. This is a very friendly owl who just gives us an axe. And now we death warp. And this axe is needed to get the next amulet because it is stuck in a tree stump. And to get there, we need to use the broom and fly over those logs here. And then we use the axe on the tree stump, get the amulet, and now we are ready to fight the second boss, who is called Xenia, or in the German original Xenia. And the amulet we just collected is the bug amulet. And this amulet allows us to push boulders. And this is needed for the boss fight because we have to trap the boss inside the boss arena by pushing boulders into each of the 4 corners of the arena. Sadly, there are only 3 boulders in the arena right now, so we have to push this boulder to the next screen. Yeah, by the way, the blue orbs I just collected are magic power, indicated by the blue bar in the bottom. And this blue bar depletes every time you use an amulet. And Bibi's health, on the other hand, is indicated by the flower. Each petal of the flower is 2 HP. So in total, Bibi has 8 health. And this is already the boss fight. That went quickly. In stage 3, we are gonna get introduced to the swimming ability. But first of all, we're gonna need our trusty frog amulet again to jump over this river. And now we're gonna do some fishing. Because look at this, a fishing rod. Amazing. And we are going to use this fishing rod to try our luck at the lake and see what we can catch. So let's see what the sea has in store for us. The fish amulet! Hooray! Yeah, with this amulet we can swim and dive. And now we are going to make our way south to collect the fish amulet. No, sorry, the spell star, which is lying on the bottom of the lake. Okay, I have to be a little bit careful right now because of my health. Because I want to have low health, but I also want to survive until I get the star. So I should be fine. Yeah. So now we dive to collect the star. And now we death warp. Yeah, this refills magic power and health and spawns you a few screens up, so that's very handy. And now we're gonna go do the next, I want to say boss fight, but it is not really a boss fight because the next friend we are gonna rescue is called Flowey Powie, and she's just sleeping. So basically what we do is to just hit her once and wake her up. And here is a skip coming up. The game wants you to dive under the shark that's swimming there. But you can just swim past. And then damage boost through the swans. Very easy. Easy every time. It is actually easy. You just have to hold up and left. And then you're fine. Okay, next level. Here's also a... Yeah, it's not really a skip because it's an intended mechanic, but there is a shortcut in this level that I recently discovered. To use this shortcut, we have to get the frog amulet going again. And instead of going to the right here, like I did before, I just jump over here and we take a little shortcut. The thing is, the bees hit you and they deal 3 damage. So this is a bit risky. But yeah, we're gonna refill our health here, tiny bit. And lose it right after. So now I have 1 HP and I have to be extremely careful now. Yeah, here a few moles are spawning and one of them has the spell star. It's always the same one, so no randomness here. Okay, let's hope I will survive until I get the paint bucket, because afterwards I'm gonna do a death warp. So far it's looking good. And I actually survived, very good. And now we death rope to refill the HP, because now we're gonna go through the shortcut again. But the thing is, on the way back, I will get hit 2 times by the bees. So I will get 6 damage. And since I got hit by the dragonfly, I only have 1 HP now. Which is not too bad, because again, we're gonna do another death warp. I just have to make sure not to get hit until I have the item that I need. So now we use this paint bucket on this bush here. And believe me, I wish I could explain why we have to do that, but I just don't understand it. There is no reason I can understand, but whatever. This gave us the best amulet in the game for speedrunning, because this is the shoe amulet, which lets us run super duper fast. And that is very useful. So now we run to avoid getting hit by this boulder that the birds are carrying. If you get hit by the boulder, you die. So very good not to get hit. And now we arrive in the last... No, not the last. The next boss / puzzle area. This machine is dropping paint. And we have to put the correct color paint over the correct colored flask. And it's always the same sequence. No randomness here. This game has no RNG as far as I can tell. Yeah, so... Oh, this would actually be a good time to read donations, I just realized. Yeah, maybe I should remember that. Okay, now everything is done. The paint is in the flasks, and now we go do the boss fight. This boss fight is a bit different than the other ones, because in the other boss fights you hit the bosses directly. But in this boss fight we do a little something else. We have to shoot this thingy from the cauldron where the paint is dropping. Or I'm not sure if it's paint or something else, but we just do that 3 times and then the boss is defeated. And now comes a very exciting level, because now we use the shoe amulet a lot. And we can run fast like hell. Just look at this. I think this is like double the speed. This is really, really useful for this level, because, yeah, this easily saves, like, I would estimate like a minute compared to not running. Like, this is really useful. Yeah, here we have a lot of enemies to avoid, but as I said, no RNG in the game, so the patterns of the enemies are always the same. So you can just learn the patterns and avoid the enemies. And yeah, as some of you might know, I am, or kind of used to be, a Goose Game speedrunner. And in many Goose Game speedruns we do get the bell. And this is exactly what we're gonna do here as well. No, wait, we just did that already. Never mind. Oh, I just unequipped the shoe amulet, which is not what you're supposed to do, but never mind. It doesn't matter. So now we use the bell that we stole, honk honk, and wake up this bear. And the bear is like, oh, thank you so much for waking me up. That's so kind of you. Here, have a spell star. I found this and I don't need it. And now we do another death warp by getting killed by this snake. Very good. And now There's one amulet left to collect. And to do that, we first run very fast again. And then go to the wrong screen for good luck. Very important strategy in this game. And now we equip our broom again. And we just fly over here and collect the amulet. Very good. And fly back. Very nice. Yeah, and coming up are the owls of death, as I like to call them, because those owls, if you touch them, you die instantly. No matter how much health you have, you just die. And how do we get past? The answer is the last amulet we collected, which is the crystal amulet. And as is visible on screen here, Bibi is not visible. At least not to the owls. If you use the crystal amulet, Bibi turns invisible, but also becomes unable to move. So you have to like switch the amulet on and off the whole time to because if you're invisible, the owls fly away from you, and if you become visible again, they fly towards you. And this was the boss fight already. Blink it and you'll miss it, I guess. And this already puts us in the last level, which is basically just a big cave of death traps. But since we are professional speedrunners, we exactly know what to do, how to get through here. So first of all, we go here. Then we avoid this boulder here. We wait for those boulders, jump over. And then we wait here. We go down, we wait here. Yeah, before I figured out how to do this properly, I just ran through and hoped that I wouldn't die. It was actually terrible. But now I figured out how to get through here without dying. Unintentionally, because we do die in this cave at the end to refill the health for the boss fight. Yeah, so now comes the room where we have to jump quite a lot to avoid the bats. But yeah, it's all with a strategy, and hopefully I won't get hit, because that would be great. I actually didn't get hit at all. That was actually amazing. So now we need the fish amulet to swim again. We dodge the shark here. We damage boost through this shark and the swan. We get some damage by the hedgehogs oh, never mind. Okay. Here the spell star is in between the fireballs, and we just collect it by running into it. And now we do an intentional death here. Those are the owls of injury, by the way. They don't kill you instantly, they just damage you with 2 damage, so... Yeah, but we still need to use the crystal amulet. I'm gonna do a damage boost here 2 times. And then just go through with the amulet. Bibi, can you please? Yeah, sometimes it's a bit tricky to get through there. Sometimes you get stuck on the wall, so... And now we enter the last boss fight against Bibi's own mother. And this boss fight is special because you have to hit the boss 4 times, 1 time each from each direction. And this was a perfect boss fight, very good. And time. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, now every witch has been... like the curses have been lifted, the orb has been restored, and it's a happy end. Isn't this nice? And now everybody's dancing. The witch dance, I guess. Yeah, this was Bibi Blocksberg under the spell of the witch orb. Very great game. Very fun, very cute, and if you think so as well, I will see you at the marathon. Bye bye!